Morning, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. I woke up all jacked up. Okay, I woke up sinusy, sad. My back hurts. One of my teethies is hurting, and that's probably my fault because I've been overdoing it on the sugar and stuff. And one of these caps came off long time ago, and without dental, I just never went to get it taken care of. But or without a dentist in my dental plan, which made it ridiculously expensive, even though I was paying premiums. That's a whole nother subject. And I'm already tripping. I woke up this morning crying. I'm going to try not to again. I have been thinking about Melinda a lot. It's around this time of year that I really think about her. Think about her on 4th of July for sure. Just holidays period, 4th of July, Halloween, because she was a big part of that with me. But Thanksgiving and Christmas really hit hard now. It'll be 4 years this year. And I had been thinking a lot about her because the last time we spoke was around Thanksgiving 4 years ago, and she was so excited planning her menu. She was debating how many desserts to make, debating how much food to make. She loved to cook, and she loved to cook for people, and they were going to eat at home and then hop around from home to home. So she was just really struggling with, well, how much food should I make? She wanted to cook for her family, but she didn't want to overcook because they were going to go eat at other houses too. And it was just a whole thing with her. And she was so excited with her menu and wanting to try new things. She reminded me so much of my sister. Just in how totally different, but a lot alike, in how loving they were, how supportive, how sweet, how funny, how vibrant she was. It reminds me so much of my sister. And she was really excited about trying new recipes, which my sister likes to do. Anyway, and she didn't get to cook any of it because she got sick. She was already sick. And that was also a concern of hers because it was around the virus time, and she was scared about going to visit other people, and she didn't know if she should visit other people, but she really wanted to do Thanksgiving, and she wanted to do Thanksgiving big, and she was already sick and worried about, maybe just staying home, which was why she wanted Thanksgiving to be uber delicious. And she didn't even make it to Thanksgiving because she got really, really sick. And they ended up having to come and basically carry her out to the hospital, and she never came home. She didn't make it to Christmas. So she was in the hospital a little over a month. And she passed. So she didn't have, and her family, her husband and her kids didn't have Thanksgiving or Christmas with her. That's the memories they're going to have for the rest of their friggin' life. But I was thinking about her a lot, and I dreamt about her. And in the dream, I see her in a crowded room. I see her. But even in the dream, I knew it's just a dream. She's gone. But look at her. Look at her. There she is. And she's wearing kind of a dark navy blue, almost purple, kind of what I call church lady dress. But she looked nice. It looked really pretty on her. And she was being friendly and mingling in the crowd, but she was at a distance. She didn't see me, but I saw her, and like I said, I knew it's just a dream. But maybe God or somebody knew that I needed to see her. I wish I could have heard her. She was pretty far in the dream. But she was happy. She was happy, and she was talking to people. All kind of people. Young and old and black and white. And there was just all kind of people. and it looked like event hall or something, tables and stuff set up. But she was happy, and I woke up bawling my eyes out. And after I did that, I realized I have a headache, and I don't know if it's a stress headache from the dream or if it's sinus, but I think it's sinus, because even though I'm on mucosa right now because I got sentimental just now, I've been boogery for the last few days, been feeling sinus pressure, which I also think is affecting my tooth. I'm frying bologna for breakfast, guys. I got a hankering for it. But I had a headache. My back hurts, and that's just from puttering around here in the kitchen yesterday. And then my sister, who's all about Thanksgiving, is like, both of my sinks decided to clog up. So I'm like, we'll just boil some water. She goes, I plunged and nothing happened. So we boiled some water. Take as much water as you can out of the sink. Boil some water. Pour it down the drains, and I'll be there with some Drano. I have Drano. So we're going to try and unstop her sinks. And then I texted Big Dude. Me and Big Dude were texting. He started his job this week, and it went well. And he and his roommates, from my last understanding, were going to have a free-for-all. They were each going to cook something, not traditionally Thanksgiving food. I know my Big Dude doesn't like Thanksgiving food. I don't know about his bestie and her girlfriend, but they were just going to kind of have a free-for-all. Last he mentioned Thanksgiving to me was they were each going to cook something. And they were going to, spend the day together, which is awesome. So that puts joy in my heart. Just thinking of I'm so sentimental. Just thinking of my sister at the house, putting together an amazing meal like she always does. It just fills me with such gratitude, and it's Thanksgiving, right? So I am very thankful. I am very thankful that I have had wonderful memories and that we're able to make good memories still. But it doesn't get past me that some of y'all don't have your loved ones around. Some of y'all may not have the means to celebrate the way you want to celebrate. Some of y'all might be struggling or hurting or sick. And I'm so sorry for that, guys. I did not come on here to be all chiona, all sentimental. I know it's Melinda, and I know it's me missing her, and I know it's my being grateful for my family, and I know that's what it is. Plus, mental don't help. But, I'm just sorry, guys. I'm sorry for those of you that are struggling, for those of you that are hurting, for those of you that might be lonely. I really am, and I wish I could fix it. I wish I could fix it. But we're here. We're here. So that's always something to be grateful for. There's this quote I saw on Facebook or Instagram or something that really resonated with me. It's this pretty little quote that I found online, and I'm going to share it with you guys because I needed to hear it. As high-strung and negative as I can be, I needed to have read that the day that I read it. I was in a couple days at work, and I was so worried, you remember, about not catching on and screwing up something. And I came across this, so I'm going to share it with you guys. And that is the outlook that I hope we all can have, especially right now with the holidays, where we can struggle so hard with anxiety and pain and loss, mourning, that kind of thing. So, I didn't come on here to bring anybody down. That was not my intention, but y'all know I come on here and visit with y'all, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry if I depressed any of y'all or took y'all someplace that y'all were trying not to go. I know that's not usually what you guys expect from me. I am so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry, but we're here. We're together, even if it is just in a little screen or through a little screen. But I just wanted to come on and say hi and share some of my Thanksgiving with you guys and tell you all that I love y'all bunches. I always do. And I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for those familiar names that pop up in the comments and those familiar little faces that pop up on your little face ID, your little avatars on the comments. I'm so grateful for the fun I've had here on YouTube with you guys. I'm so grateful for the friendships that I've made, either physical because I met you physically, or just, you know, we've connected on a whole sister level through the interweb. I'm so grateful for all of y'all. I'm so grateful for every time I see y'all pop up. I'm grateful for my YouTube experience and that you all have made it so much fun for me. So in the spirit of Thanksgiving, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And I'm going to put some mayonnaise on my little fried bologna. And I'm using the colitas of the bread because that's all I had left of this loaf of bread. I'm going to slather on some Miracle Whip. Not mayonnaise. Miracle Whip. Where are my Miracle Whip people? Where are my mayonnaise people? I'm a Miracle Whip girl. But I'm going to slather on some of that on my sandwich. Start my big jug of water for the day. And I'm going to share with you guys, if y'all are interested, what I got myself into last night, which caused my back to ache. I was prepping for Thanksgiving, trying to contribute something. I had a banana pudding request from my sister. We were kind of thinking about banana pudding, and hey, so had a banana pudding suggestion, and I'm like, I'll do it. Because my sister's doing everything already. I did the squash casserole. Y'all don't see me make 50 million, kabillion, quadrillion times. And then I tried my hand at a pie, guys. I tried my hand at a pie. I haven't made pies in so many years. But it turned out okay. It's foiled up and ready to go. You guys will see that if y'all hang around. But if y'all want to watch me put around in the kitchen, this was yesterday. You are going to notice that I'm in the same shirt because as soon as I got home yesterday, I put on my sleepy clothes and I got to work and then I fell asleep and didn't wake up till just now. So, yeah. But I hope you guys hang out and visit with me a little while. I hope you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving, guys. I hope you guys eat so much that y'all think y'all don't want a second plate, but then that second plate, third plate, fourth plate, and dessert are fantastic. I hope you guys just have the best possible day that you are able to have. And until my next go around, guys, I love y'all bunches. Bye. So y'all already know how I make my squash. But just in case there's any newbies on here this evening, I do a can of cream of mushroom, a can of cream of, a can of cream of, dang it! Ugh. Dagnabbit. Well, would it be Thanksgiving if it weren't for a few faux pas in the kitchen? I'm so glad I'm using the chicken bouillon to give it that chicken flavor. Darn it all to heck. Ugh. Anywho, it's supposed to be cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, sour cream to taste, and I seasoned. This is the first year I've seasoned with this salt-free seasoning, and it's pretty darn good. Little garlic powder, a lot of pepper because I love pepper. And this is what the sauce looks like. Well, it looks like, but isn't, because I did not put in the cream of chicken. Okay, so I'm going to add a can of cream of chicken, take out a can of cream of mushroom. I'm sure I can use it in the next few days so it will not ruin. And then I will have what I'm used to having for my squish. My yellow squash, my zucchini, my carrots, and my onion. And I am boiling it in the Knorr powdered bouillon because I used the box one when I made it for our potluck at work. And it was tasty, but it was not the same. I feel I get more of a flavor boost with the powdered bouillon or the little cubes in water than I did in that pre-made broth. Okay, so I've taken the equivalent of a whole can of cream of mushroom out. Now, this is diluted a little with the sour cream and the milk, but that's okay because I was going to make little mini pot pies anyway. I have some frozen shredded rotisserie chicken left over from my big dude's chicken enchiladas for his going away dinner. And I have the carcass of the chicken as well that I'm going to use to make a broth. So this will not go to waste. This will definitely be made into pot pies. But I am now going to add my cream of chicken. Okay. And see how thin it looks after I beat it, and give it a quick little taste to see if I need to add a little more sour cream and milk. Okay, I added a little more sour cream because it wasn't the taste I'm used to. Very chickeny, but it wasn't the right balance. So now I think I'm going to be good. For the potluck, I added shredded cheese to the sauce instead of on top, because we weren't going to have like an oven to make it nice and toasty, and I won't be doing that again. It just changed the texture of it, and I didn't like it. It tasted really good, but I didn't like the texture. I'm used to the little cheesy crust on top, so I'm going to stick to what I know. Now, over here is a last minute suggestion from my sister for a banana pudding. We both love banana pudding. Banana pudding is very basic. Jello pudding. Cool Whip. Milk. Nanners. These are not as ripe as I wanted them to be, but these were as yellow as I could find at the grocery store yesterday, since it was a last minute idea. I also could not find my Nabisco vanilla wafer, so I found this True Blue brand. And it tastes really good, but they're very crispy. They're not as... Texturally, they're different than the Nabisco, but they're really good. They're very sweet. A little sweeter, but very vanilla-y. They will do in a pinch. But you can tell how crisp they are compared to the vanilla wafers, if you're familiar. I make sandwiches in my banana pudding because I like more cookie than banana. But I try and be kind of generous with the banana. I don't want a big old hunk of banana, and I've not had any complaints about my banana pudding, so I guess it's okay the way I make it. But I make sandwiches, then I'll layer pudding, whipped cream, more sandwiches, pudding, whipped cream, and then crush cookies on top. But I gotta get with this nanner. Funny how I can have a little bruise but a green top. But anywho, so that's my banana pudding. And then my mommy, bless her heart, has wanted a mince meat pie for years, but we didn't know how to make it, all the ingredients, all the prep. So I was at Winco and I found this None Such brand of classic original mincemeat pie filling, and I got 2 pie crusts, and I'm gonna make my mommy her mincemeat pie. Never made one, and I am a little confused in regards to how deep a pie dish I should use, because that looks like a whole lot of friggin' stuffing. I have 2 9-inch plates, but there's this 9-inch deep one that's already fluted, and they're pretty. I can just shape the crust around it. And then I have this 9-inch, but it's narrow. Well, it's not very deep, so I don't want to start off with this one and then there's not enough pie filling and it's going to be all sunken, and then I'm screwed because I can't move the crust. And then I don't want to do this one and then the filling is too much and it's spilled out, and I don't know. I'm not a pie makeress like this. I had my tried and true little pie dishes back in my pie making days, and I no longer have those. So, oh, and it's been years, guys, years. I just hope, 1, I don't burn it, and 2, I don't make a mess in my oven. Okay, my 2 cups milk, and then I whisk for 2 minutes. So now before it sets, I just want to fill in the little gaps. Just a little bit. Just fill in the gaps a little. That way I'll have a nice thin layer on the bottom. And the rest I save until it sets. and then I spoon in. So now our pudding is set. Nice and thickums. Nice and thickums. So now we're gonna slosh it over our cookies. Get in all its nooks and crannies. Get in the nooks and crannies. Do you guys make banana pudding? Do you all make your banana pudding from homemade scratch with vanilla and the cornstarch and all that? Or do you guys use a box? And if you use a box, do you use vanilla pudding or banana flavored pudding? I prefer vanilla pudding. Although I will say, the banana pudding at our potluck was made with banana flavored pudding, but she added cream cheese to it. And it was amazeballs. Amazeballs. So that's one box of pudding. Okay. And I always use 2. And I'm going to layer my whippy cream on here. And yes, I'm dunking in the same bowl because I suspect that this little container will be used up. I usually use almost all of one container for a pan this size. I'm trying not to burn myself on my squish over here. Can y'all believe my squash faux pas? Maybe I've made it too much in the last few days. Maybe I've made too much. I can't keep track of all the cream of this and cream of that. But okay, so now I'm going to make my second layer of cookies. Okay, so now I got my second set of sandwiches and I'm going to squish them down as much as I can. That way my pudding doesn't spill over. So there goes my box number 2. And stirry, stirry, stirry for 2 minutes. So while my pudding is setting, I'm going to go ahead and crush these little remaining cookies in the bottom of the first bag, so it can be my topping for the finished dessert. So now it's gloopy gloop time. I don't want it to spill out, but I don't want to be skimpy either. Y'all know I don't like to leave anything in the bowl. I hate to leave anything in the bowl. Now, here comes the tricky part, because we got to top it off with more Cool Whip. But it's pretty poofy at this point. So I'm just going to swirl it. We're going to swirl it, y'all. Okay. Now, the way I corral it all in is by making a cookie border. A cookie fence, if you will. Just to make sure that there's no extra drippage along the edge of the pan. We're going to try and catch it with the cookies. And like I said, guys, the cookies is my favorite part. I gotta have some banana in there, don't get me wrong. But that soft cookie is my favorite.
So all I'm doing really with these is like making a little fence. Just trying to soak up any pudding that might want to sneak out. That way it's not so messy in transport. And this does get messy because I do not have the little dome lid to these pans, which is frustrating because I keep using these friggin' pans. So there's always a little whipped cream stuck to my foil when I get it where it's going. But now we're going to take our crushed cookie crumbs and we're going to sprinkle. We're going to sprinkle all that cookie goodness on top. Mo cookie, mo cookie, mo cookie. All the cookie. Cover every little exposed inch. And there you have Melly's Nanner Pudding. Okay, so I have made just a little bit of squash this go around. I have my sauce. I'm just going to glop a little in here and give it a stir and get it coated as well as I want it coated. Then I'm going to put it in this little dish and I'm not going to top it off until tomorrow right before I leave. And I'll stick it in the 350-degree oven for like 20 minutes just to have the little top crumble and it warm through and the cheese melts. And again, the crumble that I'm going to make, in case I don't record it, is just crushed Ritz crackers or saltine crackers and butter until you make a crumble. Sprinkle it on top, bake it in the oven, and then in the last like 2 or 3 minutes, click that sucker on broil till it gets brown and toasty. And then you are good. Why did I have y'all on the empty pan over there? I'm sorry. But I'm going to stir this up until it gets nice and saucy like I want it. And then transfer. You guys are probably so sick of this freaking casserole. But there's the cheese sitting on top. I'm going to cover this. Put it in the refrigerator. Like I said, tomorrow I'll put my topping on. Throw it in the oven. And voila. It is nice and fresh. That over there will be nice and set and the cookies will be soft and delicious. And over here, I have the beginnings of my chicken pot pie. I have plenty of soup left. There's the can that I took out when I realized, ooh, I hadn't put cream of chicken in there. So I'm just going to mix this all up. I'm going to seal it tight, put it in the fridge. This is the awesome veggie / chicken broth that was left over from the veggies. So that's what I'm going to boil my rotisserie bones in for a while. And then this is what I'm going to toss my saved rotisserie shredded chicken. And your girl's going to make her a pot pie. So if y'all are curious about how I do that, y'all let me know and I'll record. But now the last thing for today is this friggin' mince pie, guys. Okay, guys. I have decided to use the deep pan because there's a deep pan on the jar. Now the instruction on the pie crust reads, if making pecan or other high sugar filled pie, sprinkle both sides of crust with flour before placing in pie plate. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sprinkle my crust and make a mess. Make a mess. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it says to sprinkle. Okay. Did it say sprinkle both sides? Yep, sprinkle both sides. Okay. Okay. Me lavé las manos. I washed my hands, guys. Okay. Don't be thinking I'm just over here being gross. Don't be thinking I have no home training, okay? I'm just dusting the flour up the edges. I'm probably doing too much right now, but okay. And we're supposed to pull the crust up the top of the pie plate. Okay. Ooh, my back is hurting, y'all. I might have to sit down. Might have to sit down soon. Okay. Pull it up to the edges. I hope it's going to be pretty. The plate is fluted. The pie plate is fluted, so okay. Make sure it's pressed down into the dish. And fill. I open this, guys. It smells bizarre. It smells almost like broth. Don't mind this. Try not to be distracted by all this. We're focusing here. It kind of gives a beef gravy vibe at first sniff, but then on second sniff it gives apple butter. So I know the ingredients are apple and raisins and nuts. Oh yeah, I'm definitely glad I'm using the deep one. I've never in my life had mincemeat pie. I've heard of it. It seems to have ingredients in it that I like, but I think I won't like it, and because I do not like molasses, and my understanding is that's what's in this. Apples, nuts, raisins, molasses. Goodness gracious, there's a lot of stuff in here. And I was reading on the history of it where there actually used to be meat in it, along with the apples and the raisins and the spices and stuff, but throughout history, the meat sort of gave way to only the fruit and the molasses and stuff. I mean, I'll try it. I don't think there's anything in here I will react to. I've never reacted to any of the ingredients on the jar, so we'll see. Oh yeah, definitely glad I used the deep pie pie plate. Get over there. Okay. It smells of Christmas, if that makes sense. Me lavé las manos. I washed my hands, okay? Maybe the other pan would have been better. See all that ledge? If I try and move it now, I'll ruin it one night. Nope, we're going to leave it alone. We're going to leave it alone. Okay, now we're going to open the second pie crusty, and I'm going to sprinkle flour on both sides as well, and I'm going to try and make it pretty. We're going to have a whole high crust over here. It doesn't say to add anything, any sugar or spice or anything nice. Something in my internal is kind of wanting to sprinkle some cinnamon or ginger or nutmeg or something on it, but I better not. Let me leave it alone. Let me put some flour on this one. I keep stopping to clean. We are on the last little bit of our battery, guys, so I'm hoping we'll last until we get this sucker together. Okay, so both sides, there's one. Put it on top. Sprunky, sprunky, sprunky. Ah! My fingernail almost went in it. Am I supposed to get the edges too? I guess so, right? Just like the other one? Okay, let me dust the edges. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Okay. So now we're gonna flute the edges together and then cut any excess off of the plate. Okay. Trimmy. Giving it a little trim. Hey, Bubba. You getting munchy? No, you're good? Okay. That's that. Am I supposed to brush it with anything? Cut slits and top crust. Do I want to do something pretty or just... We're going to do that. And that. I'm just going to do 4 little slits. Oh, it ain't even in the center, guys. All off center. Well, and here, and here, and here, and here. Okay. So I have the oven set at 450. Let me make sure I'm all squeezed and pressed along the edges. Nice and smushed together. Okay, guys. This is going in a 450-degree oven. What did the jar say? Bake on bottom rack 50 minutes or until filling begins to bubble. Here we go, guys. Hey, here we go. Wish me luck. Come on, little mincemeat. Okay. That'll does it. In 50 minutes, I should have a pie. Should I have put... I wonder if I should have put a tray under it. What do y'all think? What do I do? It smells divine. It's not quite bubbling yet, but it is a pretty golden brown. I went ahead and put the little crust protector on it because I went in at 25 minutes and the edge of the crust was nice and golden, so I covered it so it wouldn't burn. Smells good. Let's sneak a peek again. I hear bubbling, but I don't see it. Oh, that crust is so flaky. Okay, let's see if third time's a charm. It's gonna have to be, because I don't want it to burn. It smells amazing upstairs. It's a bubbling. I hear it. Listen. It's time to take her out. Let's hope my crust isn't burnt all to heck. It's a little toasty. But is it black? No. Well, considering I never made one afore, it might be a little browner than I should have let it get. But the crust is still giving. It was getting a little toasty. I left it in there a little too long, but it smells good. Well, my mama got her mincemeat pie.